Welcome back to the channel. Today what we're going to be talking about is diets. I know you all don't want to hear about diets, but my way of approaching diets is a lot different than the industry would tell you most of the time. Anyway, my diet is strictly, like I've always said throughout the channel, 3 meals a day. And what I normally do is, like right now, I've allowed myself to move up in weight again, and I'm trying to get back down to my 230 weight. I normally carry around about 260 pretty much all the time, but there have been times when I've worked my way up to 305. Trying to get bigger, trying to get as big as I can, things of that nature. But as I become older, I have less interest in being that big anymore. So over the last year or so, I've slimmed myself down from 305 down to 230. Now I'm back at like 245, something like that. And I have went up to like 260. So even for me, weight fluctuations are a reality, especially when I get comfortable and I move away from those 3 meals a day and incorporate more meals without a whole lot of aerobic activity, which is very much needed to keep that weight burned off. Now, like I told you before, just lifting weight is anaerobic. It does not elevate the heart enough, even in a circuit training type way. It does not get the heart rate up high enough in order for you to be able to really burn those calories off. And that right there would cause you to get bigger. Most of you want to get bigger, I would assume. I'm pretty sure you do. But that's not my goal anymore. Size is not my goal anymore to get tremendously huge. Right now, my goal is to get as small as I can. Try to downsize a whole lot. I've done everything I want to do as far as size and heavy weights are concerned. I've done all that. So now I just want that smaller physique, still very toned and together type physique, but I prefer to be that way these days. So that's what I'm working towards. But anyway, back to the diet thing. It's 3 meals a day. Normally at 9, 12, and 3 are the times that you normally eat. And the only trick to it is, which is not a trick, is basically eating in moderation. Once I eat at 3 o'clock, I don't eat anymore until the next day, 9 o'clock. And that way you got I believe it's like an 18-hour fast that you end up doing. But you still drink water, no juices or anything like that because it has those calories. And even though you're eating 3 meals a day, you're still going to get that that fatigue type feeling. You're going to feel kind of drained a little bit, like you are on a diet that deprives you of your foods. It's going to be the same way because you actually are depriving yourself of what that big body that you have normally uses for energy. So when you cut down on the energy source, you're going to have that fatigue type thing going on. But that's where your mind come in at. That's where your mind strength help you get past those barriers. And we all do it. We all go through it, especially when we're trying to go down. It's easier going up in weight because every cell in your body is full of energy and vibrance from the food that you're eating because you're going up. When I'm going up in weight, I feel like Superman because I'm getting bigger. I'm lifting heavier weights. I'm getting stronger. All that stuff happens. But when you're going down is always a drag. Uh, and it's like I told you before, being a natural person, um, the only way you're gonna have that really tone look is that you go down below 200 pounds. A natural person can't get above really 225, 230, and still have that physique. Now, if you want to take A, B, C, and D, you probably can make it, over the 230, 250 pound category and still have that muscular look. But you got to take something. You got to take some type of enhancement to get over um, that hurdle of the natural man's 225, 230. So that's just the way it is. But my goal is to get back around about 200 pounds, and with me being 245 pounds, I'm way off of my goal. Um, my only thing is that I've had so much size for so long because of always trying to get bigger until it plays on your mental part of your um, being. Once I start getting smaller, it kind of messes with my mind because I'm not used to seeing myself that small anymore. Once I got down to 230, it was like, weird to me to look like that. And then at the same time, your clothes start to fall off. Everything start to get loose on your clothes and all this other stuff. So naturally, a new wardrobe would normally come into play. So that just the way that just the outcome of slimming down. And right now, that's where I'm headed to. I'm headed to that 200-pound category. And the thing about it is that don't think these kind of things happen overnight because they don't. Things happen. With all the things that happen in the world today, a lot of people are more sedentary, can't really go a lot of places, and you get a little depressed from that. So you sit around, you eat a little bit more, you gain a little bit more weight. Things happen. It may take you a couple of years to get down to a certain weight because it took you a few years to get as big as you got. It took me several years to get up to 305 of constantly lifting weight and just eating to get that big. But I don't have any delusions that I'm going to, it took me a couple of years to do that. I don't have any delusions that I'm going to all of a sudden go from 305 to 200, like it's nothing. Right now it's taking me it's taking me a year to kind of get my weight down from the 305 to 260. I feel comfortable at 260, so I stayed at 260 for a while. Now I'm kind of getting tired of the 260 thing, so I moved down to 230, and that took me from 260 to 230. It took me about a year of trying to get down to that 230 weight. It took me about a year to do that, because I'm trying to do everything gradual, get your body used to being at that smaller weight, because if you just drop off all that weight at one time, you're going to gain it back because your body's going to be in a starvation mode, a serious starvation mode. And when you do start back, eating, you're going to just balloon up, especially with the diets that the industry normally have you to do. But with the 3 meals a day, that's a normal thing. That's a normal thing to do. The only thing you're watching is your proportion sizes. You're trying to get your body, your stomach to shrink. Your stomach does shrinks and expand. Depends on how much food you eat. So it's going to shrink. You're going to have that fatigue and things like that going on. But don't let that bother you. That's where your mind take over at. That's where your mind take over. to try to keep you going. And at the same time, your weights are going to drop, and things of that nature. You're not going to be as strong because you're trying to slim down. At least that's what I'm doing. So a lot of those other things, I done been there and done that, as they say. So it is what it is with that. You know, my goal right now is, like I said, small, compact, tight physique at a smaller weight, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. And it takes a little time to get down there. So just like you don't give up on trying to get bigger, like I never gave up. It took me forever to get up to 305, and I've been working out since high school trying to get as big as I can, but at the same time trying to keep my body as tight as I can. So that's just the way it is. But anyway, that's my goal. That's what I'm working on, trying to get down to that 200-pound category. Hopefully, within the next month or so, I'll be back down to my 230. And it's good to kind of hover around a certain goal weight for a few weeks to try to get your body really, really accustomed to that weight. And then it would be harder for you to go past that weight if you start eating a little bit more. It'll be a little harder to go past it because your body will be used to that weight that you're at. And then you'll gradually try to knock off those other pounds and get to the weight that you're trying to get. Which in my case, once I get to 230, I try to maintain that for a couple of weeks, maybe a month. You know, and then I go from the 230 to the probably 225, 210. And I try to hold that for a month or two. And then I try to go on down to the 200. That's the way you do it. It takes time. It's a long process. But everybody in the world today want everything, you know, now, overnight. And nothing in life happens overnight. It takes time. It takes time and focus. And if you don't have the patience for time, and if you don't have the focus, then you're not going to be successful. You know, actually, I can slim down a lot easier without lifting weights. Like I told you before, you don't have to lift weights to lose weight. You know, but at the same time, you don't have that tightness of the body that you would have while you're working out. But at the same time, while you're working out, it's going to cause you to require more calories. And it's going to be up to you on how you make that judgment by looking at the scale, seeing how you're going down. You know, if you're going down in weight or not going down in weight, you're going to have something to base it off of. So you got to be patient. You got to be persistent. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, that's what I want to talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.